You may think you know the story of Daniel in the lion's den, but what if I told you it's not just about faith and miracles? I thought I was untouchable, treated as a god by my people my whole life. But then I made a mistake. A mistake. Born of my pride and the treachery of people I trusted. That choice led to regret so deep it kept me awake at night. This is my story. I am the king who foolishly threw Daniel into the lion's den. I learned the hard way what true power and justice look like. My name is Darius, and I was the king of the Medes and Persians. I had 120 governors to help run my kingdom and picked 3 special rulers to keep an eye on them. One of those special rulers was Daniel. Daniel was amazing. He was smart, honest, and always stayed true to what he believed in, especially his God. I trusted him completely. Honestly, if everyone I worked with was like Daniel, being king would have been a breeze. But Daniel's honesty and strong beliefs made him a target. The other leaders were jealous that I trusted him so much. They thought his faith and loyalty to his God were weaknesses. While I saw someone I could depend on, they saw a chance to trick me and get rid of him. One day, a group of my trusted leaders came to me with big smiles, acting as if they had the best idea ever. "Long live King Darius," they said, flattering me. They suggested a new law. For 30 days, no one may pray to any god or man except you, O king. Anyone who disobeys will be thrown into the lion's den. I had been treated like a god my whole life, so the idea sounded amazing. The new law made me feel proud and important, and it all seemed harmless. Their arguments made perfect sense to me, so I didn't question it, thinking this law would make the whole kingdom honor me. So I went ahead and signed the decree. Little did I realize, I had just signed Daniel's death warrant. Days later, the leaders came back, their faces smug. "Daniel has broken your decree," they said. My heart sank. It was in that moment I realized I had been tricked by people I trusted. If I hadn't been so selfish, I would have remembered how Daniel prays to his God in front of his window every day. I knew that about Daniel, but didn't think that law through. But now I was bound by the law I had signed. Not even the king could change a decree once it was signed. I was heartbroken. I spent the rest of the day trying to find a loophole in the laws. I argued, negotiated, and pleaded, but the leaders were relentless. By evening, I had no choice but to give the order. Daniel was to be thrown into the lion's den. As they led him away, I whispered, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." It was all I could say through my sorrow. That night was the longest of my life. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, robbed of my peace, and couldn't think about anything except those hungry lions and Daniel. Poor Daniel. I'd been tricked by my own pride, and now my friend was paying the price. I paced back and forth in my chambers, whispering prayers to a God I didn't even know, hoping for a miracle, desperate to see if Daniel's God could save him. At the first light of dawn, I ran to the lion's den. My voice trembled as I spoke into the den. "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?"
My king, may you live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me.
Joy and relief overwhelmed me. I ordered the guards to get him out of the den. Not a scratch was found on him because he had trusted in his God. Justice had to be served. My anger was like a raging fire against the men who had plotted against Daniel. Because of what they did, I had them thrown into the lion's den. Those starving lions overpowered them instantly. The power of Daniel's God sobered me. It was impossible to consider myself a god anymore. I issued a new decree across the kingdom. Everyone must fear and honor the God of Daniel, for he is the living God who rescues and saves. He humbled me like a wild horse being tamed. My pride broken. I now knew who the one true God was, Daniel's God. The next time you hear this story, remember, it's not just about the lions or the miracle. It's about the unmatched power of Daniel's God who rescues, saves, and shows that his authority is above all, even kings like me.